I'll never forget the sound. The splash itself was nothing remarkable, just the ordinary noise of someone diving into water. But what came after was not ordinary. The scream tore through the air, raw, desperate, animalistic. It was the kind of sound a man makes when his body recognizes danger before his mind catches up. I stood still, concealed behind the curtains, watching him thrash an my pool. My wife's lover. The man who thought he could swim in water I paid for, sit at my table, and lie in my bed while I was gone. I didn't move. I didn't even blink. This wasn't a sudden outburst, and it wasn't blind fury. This had been calculated. We had been married 11 years. From the outside, our life looked enviable. A perfect house, cars in the driveway, dinners filled with laughter among friends. And my wife, radiant, admired, the woman who turned heads. For a long time, people saw us as the couple others wanted to be. Maybe they were right, at least for a while. But comfort has a way of softening you. You stop noticing what's slipping away until the emptiness becomes unbearable. Her hand stopped reaching for mine. She no longer asked about my day. The warmth in her smile cooled, replaced by the polite grin of someone making conversation with a guest they didn't want. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I had become dull, too absorbed in work. So I tried flowers, dinners, weekend escapes. But love already redirected is love you can't retrieve. My efforts were wasted noise. The signs appeared in quiet details. A hair out of place. Wine glasses in the sink, though I hadn't touched wine. A damp towel after I'd been at work all day. And always, the pool. Chlorine hangs in the air, clings to clothes and skin. Some evenings I'd come home early and catch its scent, faint but undeniable. Yet I hadn't swum in weeks. Neither had she. Then came the day I left work early, parked down the block, and slipped through the back gate without a sound. And there he was, an intruder slicing through the blue water of my pool with broad, confident strokes. My wife sat close by, her legs crossed, smiling at him in a way she hadn't smiled at me in years. She didn't even notice me. She was too busy laughing. That moment didn't just hurt. It crystallized me. A clean, cutting clarity. Rage would have been reckless. What I felt was colder, sharper. Revenge, done right, requires patience. So I studied him. Wednesdays and Fridays, late mornings until early afternoon. Regular, predictable, careless. They thought their secret was clever. It wasn't. I collected evidence, photos, videos, receipts. Every piece of proof locked away, waiting for the right moment to dismantle her life, piece by piece. But first, him, the fool arrogant enough to swim in my water. I began to research. The human body is delicate in ways most never imagine. A pool is a fragile balance of chemicals, chlorine, pH levels, stabilizers. Push it too far one way, and the water becomes something else entirely. I didn't need poison. Poison leaves trails. What I needed was suffering. Invisible, deniable, excruciating. I found what I was looking for online. Perfectly ordinary in small amounts. Deadly, corrosive, unbearable when concentrated. Enough to make every breath feel like fire. Enough to turn skin into a cage of agony. I waited until Thursday night. The pool pump hummed, steady as ever, while I prepared. I poured the mixture into the system. It looked harmless, clear, without scent, just water. Or so it appeared. By morning, everything was in place. On Friday, I told her I couldn't be home, claimed I had meetings across the city. She accepted the lie without hesitation. Why wouldn't she? People who deceive easily assume everyone else is just as blind. By noon, he showed up, predictable as ever, shirt off, body on display, arrogance radiating from him. She gave him a quick, nervous kiss. Not much, but enough to twist the blade inside me. Then he strolled toward my pool, my pool, and dove in. The sound came seconds later, a sharp, raw scream. His body convulsed, thrashing as though the water itself had turned against him. He clawed upward, gasping, choking, his eyes burning red, skin covered in angry welts. She panicked, rushing to him, crying out his name, completely unaware that I had stepped from behind the curtain. The look on her face when she saw me, her blood drained away, her lips parted, But no words formed. She didn't need to ask. She knew exactly how much I knew. Get him out, I said, calm, steady, while he fought not to sink. She scrambled, dragged him to the side, wrapped him in a towel. He whimpered like a child, stripped of all that smug bravado. I let silence hang heavy between us. She searched my face, begging silently for mercy that wasn't there. I know everything, I told her, before placing the folder on the table. Pages filled with photographs, times, places, evidence so precise, denial was impossible. She opened it with shaking hands, each page crushing another excuse. You had 11 years, I said, voice quiet but sharp. And this is what you did with them. I didn't shout. I didn't break anything. My calm hurt more than fury ever could. Because in that moment she realized, I wasn't falling apart. I was finishing it. By evening, he was gone. She begged me not to involve the police, not to destroy him further. I almost laughed. His life was already ruined. The scars, outside and in, would linger for months, maybe years. As for her, she had no idea of the storm that followed. The divorce was swift, unchallenged, airtight. She didn't fight when the evidence hit the table. My lawyer almost grinned through the whole process. She walked away with barely a piece of what she expected. Her name, her image, shattered. Friends she once trusted kept their distance once the truth was out. And me? I walked away lighter, unchained. Do I regret it? Not for a moment. When I remember that splash, that scream, the instant his arrogance collided with my patience, I feel only satisfaction. Because betrayal is a disease. If you don't carve it out completely, it spreads. I cut deep. I cut clean. Now, when I pass by the pool, silent, empty, mirroring nothing but the sky, I don't see them anymore. I see only myself. Whole. Unbroken.